What's going on, my fellow A-plusers? Welcome back once again. It is I, your Morphinominal host, Adam Perez. We've got ourselves yet another video for you guys today as we're going to be getting into Ultraman Trigger, a brand new review as we wind up having ourselves a brand new episode this past Friday, episode number 6, titled The 1 Hour Demon. And guys, can I just be completely honest with you? Pardon my French, but holy shit. Talk about one hell of a way to go ahead and kick off an episode, immediately set sort of the pace, the tone, the risks, if you will, involved. I honestly don't recall I've ever seen Ultraman sort of in a dire situation or predicament like this before. It literally felt like Armageddon on Earth, literally just seeing this unstoppable and unmovable force just have its way with just a ton of destruction and chaos and mayhem sort of all around it. It was just really chilling to kind of see Ultraman in that situation, trying to, well, it's not even Ultraman so much as it was Kengo and the rest of the team just trying to fight back this deadly monster that we wind up having in here. But for a second, when this episode started, I thought to myself, did I miss something? Or are we literally just jumping into the middle of a battle? And I love that. Like having the storyline already set and in place, and as a viewer just being thrusted sort of into the middle of all this chaos, I thought worked and was handled beautifully in here, because we do eventually just get like a really quick brief synopsis as to what happened, in the sense that this alien, this mysterious alien, comes out of nowhere 3 days prior to this event that we jump in the middle of, and we get to see that Ultraman has faced against this monster at least 3 times, been defeated, fights for only 1 hour, and uses the rest of its 23 hours to go ahead and recharge its pretty much unstoppable force field and barrier. And that's exactly what we get to see Ultraman struggling with in here. Just right off the bat, him slicing, not able to get through this barrier, really just showcasing how formidable and deadly this entire monster certainly is. So the fact that the drama is so high in this episode, the stakes feel at an all-time high. Also, just seeing how concerned the Gut Select crew members themselves are worried about how to take down this monster really gave me chills and just kind of really put me in a situation as a viewer trying to wonder how they're going to go ahead and get themselves out of it. So one of the things that I continue to love about this show probably is the drama element. They definitely have some room, don't get me wrong, for jokes here and there, some great characters that make their personalities kind of pop to make you chuckle sort of thing. So it does give you, I feel like, a really good balance to it. But this episode was all about drama, action, and stakes, and I was definitely here for it. The alien that we wind up getting in here, the Satandelos, or they then refer to it as the Satandelos. Satan, you get what I'm saying, guys? There's clearly a demon. I think they even refer to it as literally the 1 hour demon, but it's the alien by the name of Satandelos is the type of creature it is. They also go ahead and let us know that it's actually originally a defensive weapon made to protect a planet from monster attacks, which sounds pretty fascinating. But this one has clearly been modified to be much more on the offensive, if you will. I think the idea of this being a defensive weapon, pretty incredible if you ask me. I'm assuming the planet that created this thing is probably safe and sound. Who knows? Maybe Hudram defeated and destroyed that planet and actually took this monster for himself. I mean, we do know that Homeboy's been awake for quite some time. So who knows who he certainly was, what he was up to. But considering the fact that the puppet master behind Satandelos actually even being here in the first place is Hudram, it would not surprise me if he literally defeated this monster, captured it for himself, destroyed the planet, and then modified it to go ahead and attack Earth in here. But I found it really interesting to kind of see just what this monster and its capabilities and its powers are like. The fact alone that it's able to defeat Ultraman soundly, mind you, is rather terrifying in here. But coming to find just that Hudram himself is kind of the puppet master pulling the strings, clearly makes his presence felt, very much in the sense that he wants his sort of modification alien or creature to certainly survive, because we do have the Gut Select that come out of the gate swinging in regards to a fantastic plan that they have and they're trying to execute and put forth. I gotta tell you, just seeing the Gut Select team get so hyped for this preparation literally gave me chills. I really love seeing them take their jobbing extremely seriously. The idea that you've got the Nurse Desi, them working on the Nurse Cannon to have more of an output, them also working on the Falcon too at the same time. I really do love the teamwork of this Gut Select. I really do. The captain is super intense, and I'm here for it each and every time. I mean, just the fact, look, it's one of those things, like, I know that they're acting, I know that these are performances, but like, for the captain to get so into his role that literally his hair is just all disheveled, and at the end he's got to kind of put it back into place sort of thing. I love the emotion and I love the intensity that all these performers are really putting towards their characters. And even seeing somebody like the person in charge of the Guts Falcon, how enthusiastic she continues to be anytime that you put her into a mission. It was really cool just being able to see that whole entire crew just come together, even in the middle of a very dire situation. Clearly they do get some help from Ignis in here, but I thought that they really came together fantastically well as a group. I thought the special effects in this episode were incredible, especially with just the action overall. Incredible effects from the Nurse Desi and the Falcon attack, seeing that like the big Nurse Cannon and used to perfection in here. I do have a question though. The Nurse Desi as a ship, the way that it's designed, I wonder if there's more to it than just that. It almost looks like if it wanted to go ahead and actually be like a robot or turn into a mecha of some sort, that it might even be capable of doing that. So I do wonder if there's like a surprise twist coming at some point in time where they either modify the Nurse Desi or it's ready, but they actually need to transform it. I am curious if it actually turns into anything else than what we're just seeing here. But regardless, absolutely great plan to bring down the shield. Seeing the special effects alone of the action take place with both of these ships looked absolutely incredible. And just the idea of having Ignis, the greatest treasure of the in the universe, actually arrive here to certainly help them out, showcasing why he is the greatest treasure hunter in the universe. Talk about a ballsy plan and a ballsy technique. Like, homeboy's literally just holding on to the Guts Falcon just to go ahead and jump inside the barrier once they break the shield down, plant the bomb, and then literally just skydive his way back down to the ground before letting off the explosion. I thought that scene in general was just executed greatly. Really, again, the effects really went a long way. The musical score attached to this, to see the Gut Select team along with Ignis bringing down the barrier alone, and then get an opportunity to see Ultraman facing off against Hudram at the end, was beautiful, especially once he actually transformed into his sky type, and you see the really cool quick slashes and the quick sort of jabs and pokes, almost like a fencer using his weapon, and then the slick sort of turnaround to change it into his sky arrow, hit Hudram with the slice, and then as he dives to the side, using it as an arrow to hunker sort of Gigadelos into his place so that Nurse Desi and the Guts Falcon can go ahead and finish him off. I mean, action to its utmost perfection combined with just flawless teamwork. Really, I'm telling you, man, I'm so glad that this is my first Ultraman series. I'm so glad that I'm jumping on board the Ultraman franchise when, I don't want to say when it's at its peak, but just when the special effects in this world that we have right now are just at such an all-time high. And along with some amazing work that they're doing, just tokusatsu style in general. I mean, even without the sky type, like just seeing the combative mode between Ultraman and Hudram, just great choreography in general. But everything really came together for me when it came to this particular episode. If I will say anything too, one of the subplots that I continue to really enjoy is the Ignis and Hudram storyline that we have. Now, they've teased this before earlier on in the season that Ignis and Hudram very much know each other, or at least Ignis certainly knows Hudram. And I really enjoyed the usage of the flashbacks in here through Ignis's eyes, of getting the opportunity to see Hudram landing on his planet and just the reign of destruction that he winds up having in it. I did find it interesting that there are also two parallel scenes in this episode that really harken back and connect with one another, because in the Hudram and Ignis scene, the flashback towards the end of the episode, you get the opportunity to see Ignis, or at least Hudram, and he's looking down at Ignis, and Ignis lifts up his gun. You literally just see the gun barrel, and he's trying to shoot it off at Hudram to hurt him, and he kind of blocks him out of his way, and he's like, it looks like I left one person behind, but I shouldn't overindulge myself, and he winds up leaving. It's the same exact shot that we get the opportunity to see Kango in the beginning of this episode, where he's literally holding up his blaster to the Gigadelos and shooting off some shots, and it's just like not phasing the dude at all, not happening at all. And it was just a very parallel and mirror image of each other. So I thought that was actually a little bit chilling, to be quite honest with you. But we come to find out that his planet, Ignis's planet, was destroyed 100 years ago, which is the scene that we see at the very end of this also. This definitely explains sort of the animosity that he has towards the Giant of Darkness, who woke from his slumber relatively early. And unfortunately for him, Lashurian, the planet itself, was in fact his victim. So I am a big fan of this subplot. Even seeing another flashback at the end of the episode, Ignis being the lone survivor, harboring those feelings of revenge. Clearly it goes to go ahead and really lay out the reasons why he probably wants the Ultraman Trigger power for himself. Like, I've enjoyed just seeing Ignis buddy up against Kango, even the little fun that they had in here of his secret identity and it not wanting to kind of get out, seeing Kango trying to do his best to plead with him not to, please don't let anybody else know. Like, I really did have a chuckle at that. But I do wonder also if part of Ignis being funny and trying to be familiar with Kango to get close to him has anything to do with the idea that he clearly wants his abilities and his powers, because he clearly wants to go ahead and try and take Hudram down here in this week's episode, or just in general this season. So we'll see how close he gets to actually getting the power, or if he winds up actually acquiring another power for himself. But overall, I thought this was a phenomenal episode. Again, there's something about just being planted and thrusted into the middle of a storyline that's taking place that's just pure chaos and mayhem all around. Like I said, Armageddon on Earth, it felt like, when we came in here. So I thought they did some great things. Intimidating monster this week in the Satandelos, seeing just the destruction that it wind up causing. I thought the Hudram storyline here, along with Ignis, worked out fantastically well. And then, of course, the fantastic action and special effects, not only of Ultraman and Hudram facing off against each other, but seeing Guts Select really showcase their strengths and how well they work together to go ahead and defeat the monster this week. Also, stellar stuff, guys, stellar stuff. But again, at the end of the day, these are just simply my A+ opinions. I want to know your guys' thoughts. Listen, if there's anything in particular that I wind up missing in regards to this episode, whether that be Easter eggs, whether that be character details, storyline ideas that you guys want to further go ahead and talk about, please go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comment section box below. If anything, real quick side note to everything. Chairman Shizuma, right? The plot and mystery certainly continues to thicken around him. While we did get some sort of an explanation, him flying the Guts wing in previous episode, right? They had a flashback of like 6 years ago when the first monster wind up attacking. And we see Chairman Shizuma in the Guts wing. Somebody in the comment section referenced the idea of like, maybe there's more to Shizuma. The fact that he's flying the Guts wing. The Guts wing itself, I believe, was a weapon or a ship in the original Ultraman Trigger series that I unfortunately never watched. Getting the opportunity to watch this episode, though, and seeing Kango inside of Ultraman have another flashback of the moment that Ultraman Trigger or Ultraman at some point in time and Hudram fought each other millions of years ago. I am wondering why he's having that visions, if it's Ultraman that's trying to communicate with him, or I am wondering, and one of the things that we've we've suggested is I wonder how much Shizuma actually knows. How much is he actually not telling us that he truly knows about Ultraman Trigger or the Giants of Darkness? Is there an even bigger connection? Like, I was kind of curious if Shizuma at one point in time or another was an Ultraman himself. I mean, who's to say that he wasn't Ultraman Trigger at one point in time, right? So I am wondering if that's how he knows about everything that's happening. Whatever the case may be, I feel like there's certainly still more story to tell with Chairman Shizuma, and I'm here for it. So I continue to love the mystery and the characters and the personality, the action, special effects, the drama, the stakes. Yeah, man. I love this episode. This is probably one of my favorite episodes of the season by far so far. But again, I want to know your guys' thoughts. And again, if I missed anything, let your thoughts be known in the comment section box below. But we certainly will be back next week with a brand new review for Ultraman Trigger. So certainly join us then. But until next time, guys, do me a big favor. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And as always, keep it A+. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.